Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here, I'm Linz. So today we are going to be making a type of vegetable soup using the Instant Pot, the pressure cooker function. So if you have any type of a multi-cooker with a pressure cooker function on it, or you've just got a standard pressure cooker, then you could kind of work this out in the same way as I'm going to be doing it. I've had quite a few requests now to do a few more recipes using sort of like the multi-cooker kind of thing. So we're going to get on with that. Now, I absolutely love soups. There was a time I couldn't stand them, and I am going to basically be waffling on while I'm sort of like preparing the veg. But if you're not somebody who likes to listen to me sort of like babble, then feel free to fast forward when we get to that bit. But to start off with, hold on, we have our Instant Pot here. Now, I have just a tiny little bit of vegetable oil in the bottom there, and I'm going to be using the saute function first. If I turn it on, story of my life here. So I'm going to be using the saute, and I just want it on the less function. So basically, if you kept pressing this, it would go over to normal, or it would go over to more, which is high. So we're just going to the less. I don't pass any remarks on the sort of like the times that it says there, because it's just going to be for sauteing off, and that's just an indication, say it's starting, sauteing off. And what I have here is I have one medium onion, and then this is some celery I grew this year that was in the freezer, so it's kind of fallen off a wee bit now at this stage. In this recipe, do you know what? Why we're waiting on that to do its thing and come to temperature, we're going to come down. Now, I have here what I would class as 4 good-sized carrots, strange-looking parsnip, and 2 little lonely potatoes that I've got left. These, again, are from the garden this year. Now, with soups, as I said, it is very individual, and for a long time, I used to love making soups, whether it be vegetable soups, meat-based soups, you name it, I absolutely loved them. But I couldn't even stand the smell of them there for a long time, and that was basically because some of you might know, some of you might not. I had chemotherapy, and soup was something that even the smell of it was just, oh God, I couldn't. There was a time, I'm probably going into far too much detail here. There was a time, and we went to a wedding, and standard thing at a wedding is vegetable soup as a starter. I could smell that before they even brought it out. And I felt so bad, I had to leave the table and get my other half to message me when the starter was finished. And yeah, it was quite embarrassing. But I am grateful to say that that has gone now at this stage. And yeah, we're back to soup, which is a good thing because it is absolutely freezing here today. I don't normally kind of go into wee bits and pieces, which is lovelies when, you know, but I just thought today, let you in a little bit just on some of my life. So a lot of people have asked about this type of peeler. I think I have an addiction to them at this stage because I've bought quite a few off Amazon now just to test out, and I'll link them in the description and bits and pieces like that. There will also be a link for this Instant Pot down there as well. It is the 3 quart, and they are available in different sizes. So I did have the bigger one, but I gave it away. So yeah, I would love to know what your favourite ingredients are for your favourite soups. You know, do you like them slightly creamy? That's something I don't do in any of mine. I don't add cream and things like that because unfortunately, yeah, due to health things and stuff like that, I can only tolerate a tiny little bit of lactose now. That's another story. So I'm not doing any cream. Now, that brings me on to them 2 little lonely looking potatoes. They help to kind of thicken up It's going to be a fairly thick soup, this anyway, but they help to kind of thicken up and just give that sort of like a creamy sort of texture, I find anyway. That's my thing. I'm sure there's lots of alternatives you could use, but I'm not that adventurous. I mean, I remember trying soya milk, and I've tried it a few times over the years, and it's absolutely, it's awful to me. Oat milk, not too bad, but yeah, I'm still not, I'm not a fan, so I just tend to go for lactose free. But I like to try and keep things as simple, and with soups, they're a great one that if you have sort of, you know, some leftover wee bits and pieces in the fridge, you can literally throw anything in and it will, you know, cook down. And then let me know if you like your soups blended or chunky. I would tend any type of veg soup, I will go blended. And if I'm doing a meat-based soup, then I'll tend to leave it like more like a stock base with the lumps in, I suppose. So, let's just see. Right, this is saying it's hot now. So I am just going to add in them onions. Hope this isn't going to blast out the camera or the microphone. Now I like to fry off especially the onions first, because I have found that if I don't, I get, oh, what am I doing now? It doesn't matter. I get like a strange taste. As you can see, it doesn't really matter when it comes to your veg, because the beauty of pressure cooking, and I tend to over pressure cook when I'm doing this, so it kind of makes everything extremely soft anyway. But I can't remember what I was saying now. This soup here is also a fabulous one for making up in prep. Sorry, this should make in around 3 to 4 portions, roughly, depending on your size of portion. Did I say that? Probably not. Yeah, see, as I said, I'm rambling. That's why I normally fast forward this bit. I am using as well 500 mils of chicken stock I'm putting into this one. And I just have a few kind of herbs and spices and stuff there, and I'll show you how we use them. But yeah, this here freezes beautifully, and because you don't have the cream or anything in it, it's not going to separate or go a little bit sort of rancid in the freezer. Great tip if you're using celery is, I know I said it already, it freezes lovely. Just make sure that there's not too much excess moisture in there, and you've got a good ziplock or, you know, tightly fitting container. So now I did wash off all the veg and stuff before I peeled it and stuff, but I will just bring it over and just give it a little bit of a rinse. While we're waiting for them onions to do their thing, because I've put it on low, it does take a little bit longer, but I thought with me sort of preparing the rest and chatting away, that was no harm. So that there is all the veg and everything done, and I am going to come back in a second and I'll show you how to put everything back together. Right, lovelies, so these onions have started to soften down nicely, and I'm just going to throw in that celery now. And the reason I throw in the celery now and just give it a little bit of a, it's a light fry, I suppose, at these temperatures, is because I think it brings the flavour out a little bit more rather than just throwing it in. And yeah, but you could completely miss this step and you know, just throw it all in and let it do its thing. Now, on top of that, I have just got some garlic granules. Now, this, I don't always put this in, but yeah, just throw just a good sprinkle over the top. Again, if I was doing this in the slow cooker, I would do all this process here in a frying pan before then it goes in. So I am just going to leave them again now to kind of sort of get to temperature, because they were frozen, so that's just gone phew with the temperature. They're not frying anymore, they're kind of yeah, probably stewing actually, but doesn't matter. It's just that initial bit to get that flavour sort of through. So I shall come back when I'm putting the rest of the stuff in, and we'll set this and show you how it's done. The smell of this, just with that wee bit of onion, the celery, and that tiny little bit of garlic, is absolutely amazing. I wish you could smell it. So I am now adding in some smoked paprika. I love the flavour this gives. So I'm adding this in now while it's still kind of frying off. It just helps to bring out the flavour of that a little bit. And for this recipe, I am going to be using 1 teaspoon. Throw that in there. I love that. I don't know. It just tops just normal paprika, I think, any day. I'm adding in just a little sprinkle of black pepper. Seriously, not much. And I'm also going to be adding in a sprinkle of dried parsley. So I wonder, can I just bring this in so you can see that? There. Okay. Oh. I'm just going to give that a stir. Oh, that smell is just amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. Right, now I am going to turn off the saute. I am going to throw in, literally that's all it takes, just a few seconds with them herbs. Throw in that veg we've just prepared. I did give it a rinse. Like that. Now, for this bit, make sure that you have no kind of bits. We call it, is it deglazing, I suppose? But we'll do that. We'll pour this in first. This here is 500 mils of chicken stock. Now, you could use vegetable stock if you are making this vegetarian. I find with the quantities, now a good way to tell, if you're using a bigger one of these, hold on now, just want to make sure there is absolutely nothing sort of stuck to the bottom of that pot, because otherwise you can get a burn notice. But anyway, I find, if we just show you, that if you have sort of your level of liquid in around that when you're making a soup, this is going to create a nice thick soup. So that's that. We're going to take our lid. If you watched my sort of year on, or however long it was, of me having my Instant Pot, you will know I've got a few of these seals. This is the one I tend to use for things like just vegetables and stuff. So do. And make sure that if yours isn't, hold on, yours isn't an automatic one of these, you have that set to sealing. So we are going to just pop that on. And then hopefully you're going to be able to see, because if I tip it up, everything's going to go everywhere. I am going to go with pressure cook. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh my days. Right, we're going to pressure cook, and pressure level I want on high, and I am going to set that for 10 minutes. Now that might sound like a little bit of overkill, but personally I'd rather have it sort of overkill than underdone, I suppose. And that is it there, set. So that there at the moment is just going to come to pressure. This little, you can't really see there, this little thing here will pop up when it gets to pressure, and then it will start down its 10 minutes of pressure cooking. Hold on. There we go. So yeah, then it will start down is 10 minutes of pressure cooking. Now for this, you can even do, you know, an instant kind of release, which is what I'm going to be doing just to show you today, lovelies. Or you can just walk away and leave it to do its thing, because it's automatically going to go onto the keep warm function unless you've pressed that to stop it doing it. So, right, yeah, lots of babble going on today, but yeah, I think it's cold. That's got something to do with it. I don't know why it would, but hey. Right, I'm going to come back when this has reached its 10 minutes, and then I'm going to show you how to do the release, and yeah, then what I do next to prep my soup ready for eating. Okay, eating. Oh my days. All right, lovelies. Lovelies, I didn't get back quite in time, and as you can see here, this is saying L and 3. So that means it's gone over its finished time by 3 minutes, but we're not worried too much about that. Now, this bit here is the bit that scares the hell out of a lot of people, and it did me to begin with. Now, I would normally leave this sitting on top of the cooker. Obviously, the cooker, make sure it's turned off at the power. You don't want any accidental melts. But then you can sort of put your extractor fan on if you have one, and then we're just going to flip this here. Okay, this is going to be loud. It is a little bit scary if you're not used to doing it. I have been inclined to cover mine, but that is not recommended. I'm just going to put that not recommended. So here we go. Great way to get a sauna. But I just wanted to demonstrate that for you, because I know a lot of people, you know, have concerns over this. You can also get a little device, I think, that goes over the top of this kind of vent thing here that you can direct it. So you could maybe open the window or something. Like that has just steamed up my window quite badly, actually. But we're just waiting now, and you'll hear that little noise when it does it. And that tiny little silver thing I showed you on the lid will drop down. Any of you that, you know, have been using Instant Pots and stuff are probably going, yeah. But there's so many people that don't know that. So I just wanted to kind of make sure I included it. And we're slowing down. And did you hear that? That just dropped that release down. So we are going to very carefully now open this. And so many people don't know this. That lid is actually made just to fit into one of these handles. So if we can see that, there is the soup kind of done. You could serve it just like this. I am going to turn that off now. Let me just find a spoon. I just want to show you basically the consistency. So everything has kind of, you know, it is basically mush. As I said, I have a tendency to over pressure cook. Now, those of you that are pros with your pressure cooker will know that you could probably have this done in around 6 minutes on high pressure, I reckon, but that's just not the way I do it. Now, I have this stainless steel blender. It is a Ninja model. I will link it down below, because I remember the last time I used it, somebody asked about it. This was gifted to me. So yeah, I'm extremely happy with it. But I had cheap ones over the years, and they never seem to, the motor burns out a lot in them. But I wanted one especially with the stainless steel, so that it can be put directly into the hot, I am going to remove that for this bit, directly into the hot liquid. So I am going to get on with this, but I am going to kind of speed you up and turn the volume down, I suppose, because otherwise it's going to blast you out of it. Now, lovelies, that is my soup blended, and I want to show you the thickness. That is very, very thick. If you did like it a little bit less thick like that, you can go ahead and add some water or a little bit more stock. It's entirely up to yourself. Now is your time to do your taste test, to check for your seasonings and things like that. So there we go. That there is one of my vegetable soup recipes, and oh, the smell. I wish I could sort of like project that to you, but if you want to know, you're just going to have a go yourselves. See, very simple. I really hope that it's kind of, you know, put some of them fears away from me going into, well, I've gone into a lot of detail about a lot of things in this video, let's face it, but you know, you can always fast forward it. I'm sure quite a few did. Not a lot of people make it to the end, so yeah, big thumbs up if you did, lovelies. Right, I want to know down in the comments, well, one, if you made it to the end, that'd be good, and two, your favourite soups, whether you like them blended, not blended. Yeah, okay. Right, I'll shut up now because it has been a long one. Not going to apologise because I get told off for that. So, wherever you are, take care, experiment, and happy cooking. Bye.